Yo, I say hello, motherfuckers, and welcome to the video, man. Today we are going into UFC Fight Night 170, man. And listen up, folks, man. If you're a fight fan, you're gonna want to check this event out, man. I believe there is some really good fights on this card, and I believe it will be some barn burner fights, folks. Now, with that being said, man, let me tell you a little something about what I do here. I do my picks. I am not a professional. I'm just giving you the betting odds and my picks. And if you look right here on the screen, if you don't want to stay for the whole video, those are my picks and how the betting odds are stacked up, folks. And in case you don't understand betting odds, the negative means that they are the favorite. So with like Burns going across the screen right now, he is the favorite at 200. Oliveira is the underdog at 110. Now, if you like the content and you enjoy what I do, make sure you hit that like button, hit the sub button, turn notifications on. I also do play-by-play for these live events. I watch the fights. I tell y'all what's happening. I do my best at commentating the fights, and I give you live results as it happens, folks. It's a really good time. Everybody comes in, hangs out, we chat it up, talk about fighting, talk about just grown folk shit. But understand, man, if you come into my chat, there is going to be a lot of cussing, a lot of raising hell, and a lot of fun had. So, with that being said, man, let's move on into the first fight and let's talk about it real quick. Okay, we got Trinaldo versus Makdessi, folks. Makdessi is a hard-hitting dude, man. He is a hard-hitting dude. Makdessi is coming into this fight on a 3-fight win streak, folks. So he's making the right waves to come up into this fight. Trinaldo is 3-2 in his last 5, which isn't that great. But let me stop it right there. Trinaldo has had the names, folks. Those 3-2 in his last 5 were all named opponents. Tough fights, tough night out for any fighter. Trinaldo is a tough dude. He gets the job done, and all those fights were barn burners, folks. Makdessi, in my opinion, doesn't have the names to back him up on his 3-fight win streak, which in the MMA world, in UFC, anybody that's in the UFC is a fighter, folks. There are no bums in the UFC, so don't get it twisted. Makdessi can come out and win this fight. Although I did pick Trinaldo, he has the experience. He also has the names behind him, who he's fought. And just looking at the tail of the tapes, you could see this going either way. But if you actually watch the fights, I'm picking Trinaldo to win this fight. And I'm actually looking for Trinaldo to finish this fight inside of 3, folks. We're going to move on to the second fight here, man. And it's a big name, although it's a young name, and that's Johnny Walker, man. Both of these guys are ranked in the top 15. Krylov is 13, and Johnny Walker is 11. Krylov is 2-3 in his last 5, but don't let that record actually fool you. Krylov can get the job done tonight. Walker was on a hot winning streak. Although Walker hadn't beaten anybody with a huge name, he ran into Corey Anderson and got KO'd. Now, this is a big fight to come back from. If you know anything about fighting, sometimes fighters don't come back the same after they get KO'd. So this will be an interesting fight to see how Johnny Walker comes back from being KO'd and see if he can get back to what he does. He has had a lot of finishes in the first round with KOs. I'm expecting more of the same from that. Krylov, I believe Krylov can get the job done against Johnny Walker, but he's going to have to stay off that onslaught from the beginning, and then see what Johnny Walker has, hopefully in the second and third round, see if he can get the job done there. But my pick is Johnny Walker, and I'm picking him to get the finish in the first round, folks. Now, how that fight is way down on this fight card, I don't know. I thought that would be a higher fight on this fight card. I thought it could have been the third fight on the main card to overtake this fight here. But, hey, UFC knows something and maybe I don't. Moicano versus Hadzovic. Now, Hadzovic is 3-2 in his last 5. And his fights have been a bit lackluster in my opinion. Now, Moicano is on a 2-fight losing streak, folks. But I did pick Moicano on this fight. He is a favorite of 335. And that's just, I believe, Moicano has had the tough fights. He is a ranked person. I don't know how a number 7 ranked opponent got Hadzovic, or how Hadzovic got this fight. But if he can get it done, folks, that's a big jump. You're knocking off a top 10 fighter. I don't see him getting it done, though. But, hey, this is MMA, man. A lot of barn burners have been dealt out like that. I remember Kimbo Slice getting knocked out by Seth Petrozelli. And Seth Petrozelli was a no-name until that event happened. And that fight actually ended up bankrupting the whole organization that it went down in. So anything is possible in MMA, man. You can look back through it. But I'm taking Moicano on his 2-fight losing streak to get back into it, folks. Now, the co-main event is Demian Maia versus Gilbert Burns, folks. Both of these guys are ranked. Gilbert Burns is stepping up way up into the rankings right now to fight Demian Maia, which is top 5. Now, Maia is on a 3-fight win streak. His last loss, folks, was to the champ, Usman. Now, think about that. He got the back of Ben Askren, finished that fight off, which I don't really feel Ben Askren was much of a fight for Demian Maia, but he still got it done. Now, if you think about his last loss was to the champ, Usman. Now, do I believe he can compete for that belt? No, I believe Usman is too big, too strong. His wrestling is too good for Demian Maia to defend. Anyway, I'm not saying he would go out and dominate Demian Maia, but I believe he could defend enough to get Demian Maia slipping where he could hit him with some big shots and end that fight. Gilbert Burns comes in as the favorite in this fight, folks. Now, Gilbert Burns is on a 4-fight win streak, man. He is hot right now. I'm actually taking Burns to win this fight. I believe he gets it done against Maia. I believe he puts the big hands on Maia. I believe Burns, just what I was saying about Usman, can stop enough of the takedowns to be able to land some big shots. Burns has heavy hands, and I feel that if he stuffs a takedown or two, gets Demian Maia reaching a little bit, he can get it done with the big hands. Now, that right there is going to be a great fight, man. I know I said there is some good fights and some barn burners. I believe this could be one of them. I believe Demian Maia will get Burns down. I do believe it will be a back and forth. I believe Burns gets it done in the 3rd round or late 2nd. Now, moving on to the main event, man. This is going to be a huge fight, man. Now, Lee is a big hot topic right now. Kevin Lee is. He is a big hot topic. But if you look at Lee's last 5 fights, he is 2-3 in his last 5. Now, Oliveira is fucking on fire. People aren't talking about him, and I believe he is the dark horse in this division. That man is on a 6-fight win streak. If you look at all the big channels of who they're talking about and all that, man, they are not talking about Oliveira, and I believe Oliveira is the dark horse, is a bad night out for anybody, and I believe that's going to come true with Lee. I believe he beats Lee. I believe he chokes Lee out, folks. I honestly do. I believe he finishes Lee in the second round. If he doesn't get the finish in the second round, I truly believe he will get the decision. I believe Lee will throw some bombs. He might even get Oliveira rocked, step in, and get caught. Now that's my opinion. I believe that is how Lee fights. Lee hits people with bombs. Once he gets overexcited, moves in, and he will get caught, folks. This one right here is going to be a fight to look out for, man. This UFC 170 card is a barn burner, folks. Like I said, man, a lot of good fights. I don't expect this card to disappoint, man. I know this is a free fight card on ESPN Plus, but man, if you don't have ESPN Plus, man, I will be here to do the live play-by-play for y'all Saturday. So make sure you hit that notification bell, hit that sub button, so you can come back, hang out, man, if you don't have ESPN Plus. If you do have ESPN Plus, man, and you just want to hang out and watch the fights with somebody, man, come on back through, man. We have MMA fans in the chat talking about MMA stuff. In between fights, man, I host any discussions, any questions, man, I answer them to the best of my ability. So, man, if you're enjoying that, like I said, make sure you hit that thumbs up, sub button, turn notifications on, and come back, man. Hope to see y'all Saturday in the live. I'm out this bitch. Peace.